I'm thinking back on all those times when I felt closed off from all that I could become, eager but too scared to climb. Wanted to please my friends, but it felt like the end of myself. I was shut down and all drained out. I was lost, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness they turned on me. But now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they say, this is who I am. This is who I am now. They think that I have lost my mind, that I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue. 'Cause this is me when I cut out all the shallowness and everything I suppress to fit in a small frame. But I won't play your game anymore, so I had to change.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Mommy Guide Inc. For those who are new to my channel, I am Mommy Lala. In today's special feature, we're going to be talking about video podcasts, getting down to the basics with Coach Adam. So, what is a podcast? What is a video podcast? This and many more questions that you might have, you may please feel free to put those on Mommy Guide Inc.'s Facebook page or on Mommy Guide Inc.'s YouTube channel comment section. And please don't forget to always be kind and respectful as you do so. And don't forget to put a Q before each question so I can easily see it and post it on the screen so Coach Adam can see it. Coach Adam is a podcast coach with a focus on helping non-technical beginners just like you and me who want to podcast but don't know where to start. He has more than 20 years of experience producing digital content and has been producing podcasts since 2004. He's also helped many others launch dozens of successful monetized podcasts. He's the founder of the free Facebook group for beginners called Podcast Starter Club, where I am a proud member of. His expertise includes what he calls the 3 pillars of podcasting: planning, production, and promotion, which he will discuss in more detail in this interview. And so, without further ado, let's all welcome, first time on Mommy Guide Inc., Coach Adam. All right. Hi, Coach Adam.
Hi, how are you, Mommy Lala?
Good,
Such
good.
an honor to be here. So
Oh,
excited.
thank you so much, Adam, for coming in today. It's actually evening for Adam and it's morning for us here in the Philippines. All right, so let's just check some of the people in the chat. All right, so hi, Tina. Hi, Jason. Okay, and Tina says, I love this overlay, and she has it as well. There you go. And she's saying hi to you and I. Hi, Adam, and hi, Lala. Is he gonna do with that white marker on air thingy? We'll see because we didn't put it in today. But hopefully when we have him back soon. Oops, I froze. What happened to my camera? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's just check. Okay. What happened to me? Okay. So let's just put Adam first. Okay, while I check my camera. Okay, this
Yeah,
is
so
the
I can
first time.
share it. I like to draw on the screen, and I will not be drawing tonight. I am going to
Yes.
bring to you instead a presentation that goes pretty deep into the details. We're going to
Uh,
get in the weeds today,
all right,
really deep, but I think there's a
exactly.
lot of valuable content for everybody. So just hang in there.
Exactly. All right. So other comments coming in is good morning everyone. We'll have today's video in the background while I edit a deck for school. That's our moderator. And of course we have Anna. Hi Anna. Thank you so much Anna for dropping by today. And morning Super Floop. Okay. Hi, Mommy Lala and Coach Adam. Chocolate Twist Yoga. Hi. I remember Chocolate Twist Yoga from the ECAM community. Thanks so much for dropping by. Hello, everyone. First time. Thank you so much for dropping by. All right. Hi there, Coach Adam, again from Super Floop. You two look great. Oh, thank you. It's just my camera froze. So, okay, Giga Art, like and share. Thank you so much, Giga Art. Hi, Adam. Hello, Mommy Lala. Let's check if yes, I'm still frozen. So hold on. I have to. Okay, way past by bedtime, but excited to be here. Yes, because I know it's about 11:06 for Anna at this point. Shout out to Mommy Guide, Giga Art, and Mom Tina. Thank you, guys. Tina One Kenobi, yours as well. At least you have a nice frozen pose. Gigi, hello. Hello, everyone. All right. So since I'm trying to still fix my camera. So, Adam, I know that we will be talking about the video podcast, right? So, and how does it differ from um, a regular podcast?
So I think what you asked, you broke up for me for a second. I couldn't hear you, but you asked the question, what is a video podcast and how does it differ from a regular podcast? And the
Uh-huh.
first part of my presentation today, we're going to talk about that in some detail. And then we're going to move on to the pillars of podcasting, which is, those are the three core content pillars. You have a content pillar, right? If you're creating content, these are the things that you always talk about. But if you don't have that, that's one of the first steps in creating a podcast, to identify what your core content pillars are. Mine are planning, production, and promotion, the three P's of podcasting. And we could have picked any name for this. We picked a
Okay.
word that likes to
So, is
pop,
this
right?
better,
That likes to
Adam?
pop.
If,
Yeah,
if
this
we
is
put
great.
this in?
So I'm
All
going to
right,
take
there
you
we
through
go.
some slides. Yep. So I hope everybody really enjoys this little presentation. So the question is, what is a video podcast? Well, a video podcast is simply, as the name suggests, a podcast with
Mm-hmm.
video. Right. And remember, if we go back in history, podcasts started as audio only. And back when it started, the networks were so much slower. Video equipment was expensive, it required specialized knowledge. And podcasts were invented at the time that iPods were around. Remember the iPod? You can't even
Mm-hmm.
get them anymore unless you're going to buy a used one, right? And when when iPods were the big thing, podcasts became something, right? And this was long before smartphones. To give you an idea, many people don't know this, but podcasting is actually older than YouTube, right? YouTube didn't exist when podcasting hit the scene.
Wow.
YouTube started in 2005. Podcasting started in 2004. So it's a year older. So there was no YouTube. There was really video was so rare on the internet because speeds were slow and it was expensive and difficult to do. Digital video did exist at the time, but it was highly specialized, right? But in the beginning, even though we had all these challenges, there were a few video podcasts, such as Ask a Ninja, Tiki Bar TV, and you'd wait all day to download one little episode. It was a tiny little postage stamp video, but they stood out from the pack. So there was definitely an appetite for video podcasting. And a little guy named Gary Vee got started with a podcast called Wine Library. and he would tell people how to buy wine. Most people don't know anything about wine, but they want to look like they know something, and that's what his angle was. And now Gary Vaynerchuk is, who you probably, if you don't know who Gary V is, just Google it. He's an amazing guy, right? So they existed, but they were a rarity because the technology wasn't there yet. There was definitely a demand, right? Then two things happened. Does anybody know what those things were? Mommy Lala, do you know what those things were that happened that changed
No.
everything?
Actually, no.
No? Well, the first one was the evolution of the iPhone, right? And you remember that moment when Steve Jobs picked up that internet communicator, internet browser, and iPod all in one device, which was the iPhone, and it changed the world. But when you add that with the global distribution of broadband high-speed internet, so getting online is easy and everywhere, fast enough that you can actually download and watch a video, it changed everything. And as we can see in this chart here, right, in 10 years, now 15 years, right? So it's from 2006 to 2022, YouTube just exploded in growth from 2006 when it first started to about 20 million viewers who would wait a really long time to watch a video of a cat playing the piano, to the 2 billion or more viewers that are watching today. That's an incredibly massive growth. And when you compare that growth to podcasting, much slower, right? So podcasting, when it first started, we had about 11 million viewers or listeners, I would say, right?
Mhm.
Remember, there's 20 million watchers of YouTube, only 11 million listeners of podcasts because they were so hard to figure out how to download. A lot of people just didn't understand what they were. And even through yearly growth, you can see a fairly consistent rise there. As of early spring this year, the numbers coming in from Medicine Research say there's about 177 million people listening to podcasts. 177 million, right? Versus 2 billion, right?
Wow.
That's a 10 times difference. There are 10 times more people watching YouTube than there are listening to podcasts. Just let that sit in your mind for a second. Why create podcasts on YouTube? Why? Because there are 10 times more people in the audience. The potential is gigantic.
Wow.
So why video versus audio, right? And that's a good question. Why should I move my podcast, which is just audio, into a podcast with video? Well, I'll tell you why. And I know this is kind of a text-heavy slide, but I'm going to read through it really quickly so we won't have to dwell here. But remember, audio was the original format because the network was only fast enough to deliver audio through the internet. But it became well known and established, right? It's easier to produce because it's just the sound. It's only half of what a video is, right? It also, and this is a really important thing that still makes audio podcasting relevant today, is that it doesn't lock in your eyes. You're not stuck, right? And so you can do other things. So audio podcasts are great for going on a walk, for exercising, for cleaning the house, especially commuting or driving in the car. You're going to go on a long road trip, you download a bunch of podcasts. So those definitely a need for them. They're more portable, they're smaller in file size. You can put them on your phone or whatever device you want and listen to them. So there's definitely a value there. But when we look at video, right, it's a much more popular format. Why? Because it's more engaging, it's visual. And also, if you record the video, you can strip out the audio and you can multi-purpose the content. So you can have both video and audio, right? Whereas if you create an audio podcast, you have to add the visuals on top, which is much more difficult. Also, there's this little thing called YouTube that doesn't charge anyone for uploading. Whereas if you want to have a podcast, traditionally, you'd have to pay a host. Now there are some free services like Anchor, but you have to give away some of your usage and ownership to do that. But when you consider how much video you can upload, and there's really no limit, that's an incredible gift that makes it easier to do in a way, and grow. Also, the monetization is built into the platform, right? And so if you're really popular in YouTube through programs like AdSense, you can actually make that pay off. And then also, and this is a little thing that podcasting doesn't have, is that YouTube is owned by Alphabet, who is Google, right? So the second most popular search engine in the world is YouTube, right? And they just when asked, I guess this was another data point that I don't have in this deck. When people were asked this year where do they find new podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
more than 50% said in YouTube. Podcasts in YouTube. That's where they're discovering. YouTube has the best discoverability engine, bar none, because of Google, because of the search engine.
Okay,
That's
hold
built in.
on, Coach Adam. Let's stop you there for a bit. So
So-
YouTube. So that is actually a lot of our people in the comments right now have YouTube channels or is planning to actually start YouTube. So that is actually a great news, right?
Well, it is, and while there is something out there that is competing with YouTube, and that is short form video, and YouTube does have short forms, but things
Yes.
like Instagram Reels and TikTok are making it more difficult for long form because of it's just a matter of attention. People are watching on their phones the very short vertical videos, and that's the way it is today. But YouTube also has a short game, and I raise the point that you can multi-purpose video content. So it's very hard to go from short videos to long, but it's very easy to go from long videos to short. In fact, one long video could be 100 short videos, right? So you can create 100 pieces of content out of one long video.
All right.
If you have a good story. So for example, everything I'm sharing with you today in this presentation could be sliced and diced as a vertical video that we can share in the short form. I could take the audio out of this and then I can make that a podcast, right? So starting with the video gives you more options for content channels. Whereas if you start on the other way,
right? So repurposing
much more
is easier, right?
it's key. Yeah,
Yes.
much easier this way, starting
Okay.
with.
So
with-
Adam,
with
before we
YouTube.
continue on, okay, let's just check some of the comments from the chat. Sorry guys, actually I had to set up a new camera because my main face cam froze. I don't know. These things happen, right? All right. So Anna is saying, Adam, that this is the best feature of podcasting. It's so portable, right? So indeed, Anna. All right. So let's just put the comments over there. And Mrs. B, hi, Mrs. B. Okay, saying hi to Giga Art. And Anna says that's mind blowing. And somebody also commented about Gary V. Okay, Mrs. B, I think commented about watching him so far in the past. All right, so okay, so let's move on. So audio versus video podcast. So Adam
Okay,
did
so-
a run through. Okay, so
Now I'm
and
going to
then
move
he-
ahead.
All right,
Let
moving
me
ahead.
move ahead. Okay, so knowing that your audience is a lot of crafters, I'm a crafter too, believe it or not. I've got
Yes.
my Posca markers and my pencils and my pastels. You know, I love doing all the art stuff too. Crafting is a visual medium, right? And this is another reason why video podcasting makes a lot of sense. I could explain a craft to you through my words alone, but it's just not the same. And I'm gonna show you. One of the things I like to do is block printing with linography or linotypes, where you carve into linoleum or rubber plates, right? And this is one of the plates that I was working on, and I could just show you this video, or I can explain it to you. And as you can see here, I'm pressing, and then when I peeled back the cardstock, which is made out of recycled paper, you can see the plate and the picture that's generated in this video, right? And that was a rubber plate. I'll play it for you again. So the brayer is the piece that I was pressing down. I peel back the paper. You can see the rubber block that I carved, and I hand carved that, and I get this
All
beautiful
right.
print from
So-
the ink, right? That
You
the
should come back
information
for
from
this,
the-
Adam. All right. So promise.
Yeah, I promise we'll do some carving and some printing. I
All
know
right,
your
so
audience
Adam is
loves
coming
that.
back for that. All right.
Yeah, but by showing you that example, right, in a video podcast, there's so much more information. If I just explain that to you through my words and you were looking at something else, something would be lost, because the picture in your mind would be your idea, which is wonderful. There's nothing wrong with an audio only podcast, but for a crafter, right, things like color and texture and scale and depth, and all of the things about visual art, right? They get lost without the picture. So that's why it's such a good shift. So what makes it a video podcast, though? I know we still didn't really answer that question. Well, I'll tell you, right? A video podcast versus just a video is that
Mm-hmm.
video podcasts are episodic, like a podcast. Okay, so episode 1, episode 2, they carry through. They have a specific theme and topics that relate to that theme. They have a consistent format. They're on a
Mm-hmm.
predictable schedule. So they come out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday and Thursday, or every day of the week, or once a week, or however you want to do it. But it's visual content, as long with something that's either scripted or outlined, rather than just whatever, oh, here's a video of me, here's a picture of my lunch. No, it's more like a show than a vlog. I love vlogs. I love
Okay.
like looking over the shoulder of somebody into their lives, or
All right.
travel vlogs. I love that. But
This
think of
is
a video
something that
podcast.
yes, Adam, like what when you said more like a show versus a vlog. Okay, so for a
Yes.
while here I was like confused as well. I thought that any if you're a content creator and you're doing a vlog, so that in itself can be considered a video podcast. So now I see that a show or a video podcast is more what do you call that, more organized.
More structure. Yeah,
Yes,
more
more
structure.
structured.
More
There you
structure. More
go.
predictable structure. Now, these are just
Mm-hmm.
words. If you want to call your vlog a podcast, that's fine too. There's no
Mm-hmm.
rule here. But if you ask me what the difference is, a
Mm-mm.
podcast, based on what podcasts are and were and still are,
Mm-mm.
it has more structure, more like an episodic program. And it's really just formatting. And we're going to get into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the second half of this presentation is all about how the things I'm going to share with you, whether it's
Yes.
a video or it's an audio only podcast,
Okay.
they are
So
relevant.
before we move on to the next slide, Adam, okay, just some comments
Mm-hmm.
from this one. Wow, that was such a great example. Yeah, this one, and I think the one where you talked about, crafting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and Intan, hi Intan. Yes, Intan is from
Oh,
Malaysia.
Intan, how are
Yes,
you?
video
Yeah,
podcast is
she's
fun
awesome.
too. Yes, indeed, Intan. All right, so now Adam is gonna move on forward to with his presentation.
Okay. Yeah, we only have 97 more slides to go through.
Oh, don't worry.
So now we're going to move into the really deep weeds here. I
Three
talk always about the
pillars.
3 pillars of podcasting. Do you remember what they are? Of course, they're planning, production, and promotion.
Mhm.
These are the 3 things, whether it's a video podcast or an audio podcast. If you're creating that structured show that's consistent and, is a real thing, right? This is what you have to think about. So with planning your podcast, that's everything you do before you even record the show. Designing the concept, developing the content, your strategy and branding, your concepts, serialization. So how you get from one episode to the next. Maybe there's an arc of 6 episodes. It's a set. You identify who your audience is really important. Content development. If it's interviews, setting up your list of who you're going to be talking to, sending out those invitations, getting all of that stuff done. That's all planning. Right. Then we move on to the production. That's actually making the content, right? Making the podcast and also optimizing your environment, your room. So when you make it, your camera's in the right place, your lighting is good, the sound is good, everything's going to work. So it's a lot about the technical setup. Also, then once it's done, any kind of recording and editing, post-processing that needs to take place. And then not only that, uploading it and filling out all of the things you need to fill out once you upload the file, wherever it goes, whether it be YouTube or somewhere else, like a podcast host. And then they will take care of the distribution for you, or multicasting if you are also streaming, say, live to Twitch or to Facebook. I use a program called Restream. I know you are familiar with that, Mami Lala, and that
Mhm.
takes a little bit of setup too. And then lastly, and this is often the thing that people forget, is promotion. This one's the hardest one to do. That's finding, maintaining, and growing your audience, and having the patience and the skill to do that. And that's understanding things like analytics and tracking, and how to drive engagement and use email lists and marketing and your social media and monetization and setting up memberships and all of that kind of stuff. So Many people, when they think about creating a podcast or your YouTube video or whatever you want to do, you focus more on like, what camera and microphone do I need? That's the production stack. Yeah, sure. Those things are very important. Without a microphone, it's going to be very hard to
Mm-mm.
record a podcast. Even your iPhone has a microphone. And so, it's going to be tough.
And
But
one
you
thing
also need
also,
to do
Adam.
planning and promotion to succeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sorry, Adam. One thing I also think about your three pillars of podcasting, it can actually be three pillars of basically content creation, right?
That's right. Absolutely right. But pillars and podcasting all start with P.
Mm,
It's not as
exactly.
snappy. I've heard it
Exactly.
said other things.
Exactly.
I'd
And
have to
then
find the
normally,
three C's of content
all right,
creation.
there you go. Correct,
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
So,
Consistency. You
yes,
could find
definitely.
three that would
Oh,
work. Right. It's
there's
not as
another one.
snappy.
So most, I think, for us, what I feel is that people focus more on production, the second P, right?
That's right. They do, and they think it's all about the production, but without good planning and a promotional strategy, no one's going to find you, or you're going to be talking about the wrong stuff and nobody's going to be interested in you. Right? So you really need to think about all three of these things. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the two on the side, right? The
Mm-hmm.
two that we often forget in the following slides that we're going to talk about. Are you ready to go there?
Yes, let's do it. And Mrs. B,
Okay.
while Adam is changing, said, "I used to be a VA for a podcaster in the U.S.
Cool.
years ago." There you go. So, Mrs. B, you should start your own. Okay, because you
That's
already know more
cool.
or less, right, how to do this. All right.
So if you had to ask me one question, if you were a podcaster or a video podcast or anything, if you had one question that
Mm-hmm.
you should answer for yourself that is often overlooked, it's identifying with painful detail who your audience is. And in fact, sometimes we call this creating your avatar, right? And your avatar is your target listener. Who are you making this podcast for? Who is your audience? And the more focused you can be in defining who that is, the easier it will be to know where to promote, where that your folks will be hanging out, where you should be, so you could be helpful. Because just getting advertising or waiting for people to find you, it's going to take a long time because there are millions of podcasts that you're competing with. so,
Mm-hmm.
so
Absolutely.
knowing every time you niche down and you get more focused on who your audience is and where they
Mm-hmm.
are, it's easier, and that number gets smaller and smaller, and the competition gets tighter and tighter, and then you become the perfect fit for your audience, and then they stick with you. And as long as you keep producing great content, that's another thing too, is keeping it going. So many people will just say, well, who's your audience? Well, I want my audience, it's everyone. Really? Well, everyone is just a little too vague to be helpful, right? The more specific you are, other platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram will know how to push your content. For example, if you have a show about plumbing, specifically plumbing that is environmentally sound, Facebook and YouTube will know people who like that kind of content to send it to. If your show's just about anything and everyone, just to inspire, they don't know who to send it to. So you will get pushed to the side. So the more specific you can be in your titling, in your topics, and in your hashtags, not as important as it used to be, but still it does help with placement, right? So be as specific as you can about who your podcast is for and how it will serve them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Focus enables growth through targeted social media engagement, right? So what happens, as I explained, when you are more targeted on the topic and who you are serving, the platforms can connect you to those people. They know where to send you, right? And that's just such an important lesson that I learned. And then also answering this question, what is the purpose of your podcast, right? Every episode should have a topic that serves your target listener that you've identified. It should answer a provocative question that you establish in the beginning of the show to hook them in. You're providing a new insight. You're teaching something, or you're providing, say, a unique point of view. You're tying back everything to an overall theme of what your show is about, and that you're enjoyable, that it's fun to listen to, right? And that it sounds good. These are the reasons why people will stick around, and they can't wait to see the next show. Unfortunately, you have to set the bar of quality pretty high for yourself. They say a word, they say this phrase, don't let perfection be the enemy of good enough. And a lot of people just get caught because they need to have the right microphone or the right story or the right idea. And I also talk about this idea that quantity leads to quality, right? So it's okay to put out a lot of bad stuff until you get to the good stuff. Yes, I agree with that. But if you expect to get that return, good enough is a very high bar. It really has to be good. There's so many great podcasts out there. There's so many great videos out there that to really stand out, you have to be superb. And how you get superb? By doing a lot of it, right? And I am in the challenge of making 100 videos on YouTube right now. And this is video number 20. I'm going to count this one in, right? So I'm getting there, right? I'm getting there. And I have other videos. I've been doing this for a long time, well, more than 100 videos, but this is 100 videos that I started at a certain date, moving forward about a specific idea. And my whole focus right now is this one thing. And I'm seeing exceptional growth because it's so targeted, right? And so, and why I want to share that with your audience is that that's what it takes. That really, if you go look at the folks that you love the most, unless they were already really well known and they don't really need podcasting or YouTube as their platform, because you already know who they are, right? Like a famous author, a famous musician, or somebody, right? For some other reason, if you're coming in through this platform, you have to deliver to an audience. What problem are you solving for them, right? That's really the question, right? So why do they listen? That's the next one. Why would anyone want to listen to you, right? Mm-hmm. And this is where this is my last slide, right? This is from research this year from Omnicore. When asked, why do you listen to podcasts, right? 74% of people say they listen to learn new things, Another reason why video podcasting is so powerful, because you can show people, not just tell them. With audio podcasting, you just tell them. Like, I can tell you a recipe, but if I can show you what it looks like, that's so much more powerful. Right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
71%. Number 2 is to be entertained. So, my favorite comedian, my favorite musician, my favorite poet, whatever it is, right? Of course, that makes sense. I listen to a lot of 70s rockers, I like 70s classic rock and all that stuff. I watch the old videos and stuff like that. I do that, right? And then to stay up to date with certain issues, you want to know what's happening in the world, what the score is, what the standing is of your favorite team, or whatever that is. Now, the most popular reason why people podcast is to inspire others. I just want to inspire others. Unfortunately, less than half people that are listening to podcasts want to be inspired. They don't want to be inspired. They don't grab podcasts to be inspired. You might become inspired listening to a podcast, but the reason why people actually download podcasts or watch videos, typically based on what people are saying, is to learn new things, be entertained, and maybe stay up to date. So when I saw this, it was like a bell, bing, like ding, goodness, learn new things. So how can you create content that will help others learn something, that to fill the gap, to solve the pain points, right? And that's the content I typically watch videos that will help me improve my game on YouTube or in my podcasting, or topics that have to do with what we're talking about here, right? And so that is what I have to share. And I think my very last slide, I promise this is the last slide, is asking you, if I was successful, you learned something new today, right? Did you learn something new? So in the chat, tell me what you learned new today. I want to see, just if anybody's watching, is there anything that you heard today that was just like, whoa, I didn't know that, right? And
All
if I
right.
hear that, then I know I succeeded, that I brought to you. Maybe it's that, did you know that podcasting is older than YouTube, right?
All
It's
right.
like, that's a really interesting tidbit. And like, so I'm using that as an example for you. So you
Okay, guys.
understand that that's the
All right. So
game
now
we have
it's
here to
time
play.
for everyone to actually now help us and tell us if they learned something new today. Hold on, my camera is lagging again. All right. So I'll just have to. I've been having a ton of tech issues, guys. So I'm thankful that you're still here with us
I
and
can
that you're
see you.
still
You look
here
great.
with me and
You're back.
Adam. It's a good thing that, I'm so used to, having tech issues by now. So, right. So, Adam, thank you so much for that amazing, PowerPoint presentation. Hold on. I'm just gonna make myself a little bit. There you go. Just a little bit. Okay, bear with me, guys. And then that's it. Okay. So, Adam, I know that you weren't able to see some of the comments while you were doing the presentation. So, I would want to go back so that you can actually see some of them.
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely. I'd be
All
happy to
right.
answer them.
Yes, definitely. Let me see. Okay, so you heard me talking about Anna being past her bedtime. What blog is to vlog? Podcast is to video podcast. I think you mentioned something about that a while ago. All right, so let's put this over here so you guys can easily see it. And Giga Artist said, "OMG, I am old because I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk when he was a wine guy, right? So that's how he started with his wine channel. Of course, we had Chocolate Twist Yoga. I know you know her too. Okay, and then okay, Anna said consistency, creativity, and construction. We need to play with the
I like it.
C's.
Yes, the 3 C's of being a creator. There you go.
Yes.
Anna, that's your show. You got to do it. I
Yes,
want to see you do that
agree.
show.
Yes. And then Giga Art was saying, yes, I admit I take the planning stage for granted. Yes, I think for most, we focus more on the production side, the tech, what microphone, what gear, and then we forget about the other two P's that you actually Coach Adam
You have to
mentioned.
do all three.
But
And
we
it's
have to do
never a
all three.
balance.
Yes.
Balance is a lie. You're going to be in one or the other, but you need to spend time in all three. It's like having three
Exactly.
children, right? None of them are they're all your
Yeah,
favorite. So
exactly.
you can't say, oh, I'm just going to do this one. The other two kids
Yes.
are on their own.
We
No, they're
love
your
all
three
of them
children. You
absolutely
love
the
all
same
of
way.
them. Yeah.
Exactly. So Anna is also saying, I've learned that the hard way, focus. Okay, as you said, finally after a year, this is I think about who is your audience, target audience. I've learned that the hard way. Finally after a year, I think I can confidently say who my audience is. Awesome, Anna. There you go. And then Mrs. B actually mentioned that she was a VA. Okay, but she actually has not started. She is actually active more on TikTok because that's just easy for her to do. She's very busy. She has a business of her own as well, and as a crafter. And then Anna said also, you are a great inspiration of consistency. Yes, Adam mentioned briefly a while ago, right, about what you're doing with creating 100 videos. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that one, Adam, and also invite them
Sure.
over.
Sure. Yeah. So I invite you all to watch my videos on YouTube. I'm creating 100 videos of quality, not just 100 videos of anything. They're all
Mm-hmm.
focused on what you heard tonight, going really very deeply into all of these topics, unpacking the slices and the pieces. What you saw was the whole bookshelf. I have 3 bookshelves. I have one
Mm-hmm.
that's planning, one bookshelf is production, and one bookshelf is promotion. That's 35 years of experience in the industry producing content, digital content. 35 years. I've been doing podcasting for 20 years or more, right? Or audio podcasting. But before that, I was doing all kinds of things with video and graphics and visuals. So I've been around, and what I'm going to do over the next 3 months is just deliver this information to you for free. There's no catch, right? You just go onto YouTube. Like and subscribe is what I can say. And
Yes, please
if you
do so.
really love it, you can join us on our free Facebook group called
Yes,
the
the free Facebook
Podcast
book.
Starter Club. And
Okay.
it's not a
Hold on,
sales
Adam.
funnel.
Can
I
we
am
do
not
that
selling
again?
you anything.
All right.
Yeah.
Adam, invite them over again. There you go.
Yep. So, yep, there it is. So just go to Facebook and type in Podcast Starter Club. You can
Mm-hmm.
join, and I'll let you in. And it's really not that active of a group, but if you have a question about podcasting, about your podcast, you want us
Mm-hmm.
to listen to something, we'll be happy to help you.
Yes. And your
And
YouTube,
again, as I
Adam.
said,
Your
and
YouTube.
my YouTube, yeah. So my YouTube is just Coach Adam, right? Just looking for Coach Adam, and
Yes. And
you
if
can
they
find
want to
me
have more
there.
information about the things that you do, Adam, on your
Yeah, you could
website.
just go to, yeah. So my website is coachadam.live, not com.live, coachadam.live. Type that in and you can get all my links, including a link to this presentation. So everybody who's watching this,
Yes.
if you want to go back and look at the slides, it's the very first link from coachadam.live, and it's you can check that out.
All
And
right. So if you've
Coach
enjoyed the
Adam, you like
presentation
my
that
shirt?
Adam, yes, presented a while
Hello.
ago, you find it
Yeah.
really full of information and fun, then just go to, again, this one, okay, Adam's website, coachadam.live. And when you go
Yep.
there, that is where you will find the downloadable, um, and what do you call it? Downloadable preview or
Presentable.
pre-
Presentable. You can look at you yeah,
yes,
you
okay,
can it's there.
presentation.
I'm
There
not
you
sure if
go.
you can download it. You might be. I'm just not it's a Google slide deck. You
Okay,
can
a
look at it. You
viewable
can
presentation. There you go. A
yeah,
viewable
yeah. You
presentation
can look
of
at it
what.
all you want.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah,
Watch
at
as
this
many
right here.
times as you want. There
It's
you
my new
go.
shirt. Yeah, it's my new shirt.
Exactly. All right. So you mentioned about somebody asked about consistency, right? So you know what Adam is doing right now, intentionally creating 100 videos on his YouTube channel is one thing that I think you would want to try. You know, maybe not 100, maybe just start with a month, 30. One day, one video a day, something like that. That might help. And Adam, Tina has a question. How
Sure.
to beat procrastination
Yeah,
in
how to
podcasting?
beat yeah, I'll tell you how you beat procrastination. Two words.
Two words.
Massive, massive action. You take massive action. All right. It's all about priority. How important is it to you? People say, oh, I need to find the time. You're not going to find time. You
Uh-huh.
make time. You make time for the things that are the most important. And if it's really important to you, make time, make it happen. You take massive action. Do something every day. It doesn't have to be that thing, but you have to be pushing forward motion. How do you run a marathon? One step at a time. One step at a
Mm-hmm.
time. And as long as you keep moving forward, you're a little closer every moment to that goal. And so you just got to put it there, and you got to put it in permanent marker, not dry erase. It's not a whiteboard. It's permanent
Have to
markering.
be there exactly to remind
That's
you.
right.
Yes, yeah.
I'm a
Intentionality,
coach,
guys.
man. You want me to help you get across the finish line? You can hire me as your coach. I will get you there. You'll hate me, but
Yes,
I'm a good coach,
yes.
right?
And
So I've
Adam,
coached many
okay,
people.
walks
Yeah.
the talk, guys. He really is very consistent. He has a full-time day job, guys. This is
Yep.
not something that, he does absolutely, but he finds time to actually do it.
Hmm.
Actually,
It's
Adam
important to
also
me.
has, do you already have a Discord for this? Not yet.
No, not yet. No, we're just a Facebook group.
Just a
But
Facebook.
we will eventually go to Discord
All right.
and move away from Facebook. But right now it's in Facebook. So
Okay, there you go, guys. So again,
I'll let
the
you know.
Facebook group, I'm actually a member of that one. Tons of information, guys. As beginners, one thing that we really need, I've learned because I'm a beginner as well, is really baby steps. You can't just tell me, okay, this is it. But then how? I need something like step 1, step 2, and then this, and then that. that, for a beginner, that would be really super awesome. And that's how Coach Adam does it. Okay. So if you really want to learn more, and then even ask questions, because it's a Facebook group, just head on to, all right, this one again. It's okay. Podcast Starter Club. It's a free group. You just need to, answer several questions, and then you're in. All right. So and then you'll learn a lot of things. Some people actually in the chat are already members, so we're just waiting for them to actually start their
So I can
intentionality
share
and
with
start their
you.
own.
We're going to get started on
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow because tomorrow is Tech Tuesday.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's Mindset Monday. Today's Monday. It's a holiday, so this is going to be the video for today. Tomorrow's Tech Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we do the 3 pillars of podcasting. So Wednesday, I talk about planning. Thursday, I talk about production, and Friday, I talk about promotion, and then weekends are wild cards. Sometimes I'll drop a video on the weekend just for the fun of it. But tomorrow, we're going to talk about Audacity, which is
Oh,
a free
nice.
application you can use for recording
Yes. That's
and for
actually what I
audio.
use based on Coach Adam's suggestion as well, because it's easy, right,
Yeah.
Adam?
And we're going to do like step by step on how to record a podcast with
That's
Audacity and
great.
do some
Again,
basic
guys,
editing.
so better become a member of that. Anyway, it's free, right?
Good
So
time to
you
start.
can,
Yeah.
yes. So every day, Adam
Free.
goes, not goes live, but he has either a uploaded video or whatever. No, you go live, right? There's live every day.
Yeah, I do it live. Yeah,
Yeah.
live Monday
Every
through
Monday
Friday.
to
Yep.
Friday, and then
Yeah.
Saturday is
Sometimes
the
I
wild
have to
card.
yeah, and I just shift the time to 5 p.m. because I know there are other streamers who are going this 5 p.m. Pacific that are going 6 p.m. Pacific, and I don't want to
5
overlap
p.m.,
with
5,
with
6. That's 8 a.m. for us. Not bad. Yeah. We
yeah.
can. We can,
Yeah.
guys.
I don't want to I had 6 p.m., but it was overlapping with the tech troublemaker
With
Roy, who I
Roy.
really like. And I'm sure I'm going to be on his show one of these days. You hear that,
Yes.
Roy? I'm coming
Yes,
on your show,
exactly. Hi, Roy.
but I
I
can't
think
do
he's
it. Like
sleeping
it's
now.
like he's been doing it. Yeah, I'll move my show. I'm cool
Exactly.
with shit.
All
Yeah.
right. So Anna saying, wow, this is great info. Thank you, Anna. Anna is actually
I'm
also
glad.
a
Thanks for
member
staying
of,
up, Anna.
yes, Podcast
Yeah,
Starter Club. Yes, thank you, Anna. And of course, thank you
awesome.
for the super chat, Intan. Thank you, thank you. And just you being here, we miss you, Intan. Yes, there
Yeah,
you
super.
go. And Idol Reynan Suwan, hi, hello din po, mega love shout out. That just happened to me. Ding! Which one, Anna? The one where
I
you're,
think the bell, when I say it rings
the
like a
ding.
bell, like
Yes, there
a
you go.
message that rings you like a bell.
Yes, I did learn so much. Your statistics have been eye-opening. Yes, the last part of Coach Adam's presentation of why people actually want to do podcasts or want to listen to podcasts. So now, as content creators for podcasts, we know or less more what we need to do. Okay, so people, based on what Coach Adam showed us, are really interested in podcasts because they want to learn more than what we thought. They want to be inspired, right?
Sure. Well, think of it as a crafter, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
show a new technique, isn't that the best, most popular episodes when you're trying a new product?
Mm-mm.
People how to do something that they want to know how to do, and you know how to do it, a certain stitch or a certain press or a certain technique with a brush, or, I'm going to show you how to do it. You watch this, you're going to know how. Of course, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to watch that in double speed because I want to know quick. And then I'm going to have to watch it slow because, whoa, it's too fast. And then, that's all good, right? So when you fill a gap, when you solve a pain
Yes,
point, when you show somebody how to do something, that's the greatest gift of all. If we could all just teach each other, we'd be in such a better place, I think.
exactly.
And I look forward from learning from all of you when I watch all of your videos. People come to me, right, and they ask me to help them produce this stuff and show me how to do it. Then I get to watch it, so I get to learn all. That's how I got so good at crafting, because I
Exactly,
watched all these
exactly.
videos.
And Chocolate Twist Yoga is saying, you've helped me crystallize an approach, such lean into something that will teach my audience something and spend time with the 3 Ps. Absolutely
Yes.
agree with you, Chocolate Twist Yoga. The same thing with me. And Giga Art is agreeing with Chocolate Twist Yoga. Mrs. B saying, thank you so much, Adam, for the awesome talk and webinar. Yes, it
My
felt like a
pleasure.
webinar, right,
Yeah.
guys? Yes, and Mrs. B, I highly suggest not just Mrs. B, but to everybody, please join us in the free Facebook group, okay, Podcast Starter Club. If you are really a beginner, it is a super awesome group where you learn so much from Coach Adam.
And no question is too beginner, right? If you don't, you don't worry about it.
Mhm.
It's totally open and no judgment zone. No
Exactly.
judgment zone. It's a
Absolutely
safe
no
place.
judgment.
Yeah.
Anna says, yes, the three P's are an easy way to get organized and take into consideration what a podcast requires. Mami Lala, you're setting up the bar really high on streaming presentations. Love all the graphics and the way you are setting all your stream info. Oh, thank you, Anna. But I'm having a very bad tech day today. Right. And Ash, oh my gosh, Dash with Ash in Canada. Hey, Mami Lala and others. Dash, we miss you, guys. Dash with Ash is actually Ash's new channel name. She talks about the way she delivers stuff, and it's very inspiring. And her channel is actually even blowing up right now. Thank you so much, Dash, for coming. Really appreciate it. And Chocolate Twist has a question, Adam. Adam, can you talk a bit more about a beginner promotional strategy? So on the promotion side, just a
So
short one for a
yeah,
podcast.
it's really tough. It's really tough in the beginning, especially if people don't know you or you're in a saturated market and there are a lot of other people that are out there. So my recommendation in the beginning is just focus on the quality of your podcast. So it is so good that people who do find you will never leave you.
Mm,
And I am learning so much, even in this run of 100. If you watch 1 to 20, it gets better, right? Because technology
mm,
is changing so quickly. But my recommendation in the beginning, from the extreme beginner, is to just focus on the fundamentals of planning and producing a fantastic show. And then you can use that. If the show is really good and you have guests, or you are in groups, when people check you out, they will naturally just tell other people, like, whoa, I saw this show. It was so good. Or this guy said something that just rung a bell, like just clarion, bing, like
mm,
that is what you want. And you're only going to get that if you create a great show. There's no secret formula like, oh, if I fill out this
mhm.
form or I pay this money or I get this advertising. It's just noise. That's just noise. And
and
that is helpful.
and
If
it's
you are
free, right,
big and you
Adam?
want to get
Because
if you
you're
are
already
big and you want to get
creating.
bigger,
Mm-hmm.
that is where you spend it. But and this is a very contrarian viewpoint I'm going to share with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
My recommendation is not to monetize unless you have at least 1,000 people, right? Either a
Mm-hmm.
thousand subscribers or you're getting downloads in the thousands. Because when we talk about monetization, at least in advertising, it's CPM, it's cost per thousand. And advertisers will pay you like $25 per thousand
Oh, for
download,
podcasts?
thousand. Yeah, for a pod,
Mm,
yeah, it's $25, $35. You can get more or less. But unfortunately, advertising really doesn't pay well unless you're really big. I mean, like
mm-hmm.
hundreds of thousands of listeners. And that's 99.999 percent of people don't even reach that level, right? It's just that's
Mm-hmm.
the just point 0.1% of 1% get to that level. So for most of us, the best thing you can do with your podcast is use it to reach your audience or your clients that you already have through other means, and then just seal them. You seal them so they become addicted to you. So for example, I'll use my wife as an example. Works with a trainer, and the
Mm-hmm.
trainer is very good, and she does a very private podcast for her clients on Podbean, and she speaks to them to encourage them and motivate them to work out. And the audience of the podcast is, maybe 50, 60 people who she works with. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just guessing there, but it's small. It's a small audience. But that's okay because those people are connected to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's using the tools to seal the audience you have.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to create an audience out of scratch, create something that is so good that people are just like, oh my God, that's good. And trust me, the universe will deliver your
Yes.
audience
That's
and that's what I'm
amazing,
trying to
Adam.
do is create and it's not there yet. I'm very, like good enough is a high bar. It should be. Good
Okay.
enough needs to be like really good.
All
And
right. So that's great
that's what you got to
also,
do.
Adam. That would be a great way for us to get inspired in actually creating, nicer videos, because that would also take care of the P side for us
That's
beginners, the
right.
promotion side.
Practice, practice,
Great
practice. That's the
planning will
fourth
equal
P. The
promotion.
fourth P is practice. You
Practice.
need to
Okay, there you go.
practice.
A bonus P. Practice. There. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
The secret
answering
P.
chocolate twist yoga. Basically, everybody's question as well. And Dash with Ash is saying, I agree, Adam. It's hard for me to just make 2 videos a week, but I make the time to do so. Yes,
Making
because
time.
just like
Yeah.
Adam, that Ash also has a full time job on top of
Yeah.
doing being a content creator, but they make time. I'm a solo mom. I'm a homeschooling mom. I'm also an entrepreneur. But because I have a vision for, my content creation journey, I also find time and make time, as Adam said. There. Tina is saying, massive action. The time is now. No day but today. All caps. There you go, Tina.
Carpe diem. Yeah,
All
seize the
right.
day.
All right,
That's
thank you,
right.
Idol Reina. There you go. Agreed, Intan says, because I look for a time but still failed to get it. Just step at a time, Intan. I'm sure, pretty sure you'll get there one day. Just, baby steps. Don't give up. And Ash is saying hi to Tina One Kenobi. And everybody saying hi to everybody. Tina, Audacity. Love using it too. Yes, there you go. Tina also started or is planning to start her own podcast, Adam. There you
Great.
go. Anna actually has a podcast already, a video podcast. It's Anna Zagari Fate 52 guys on YouTube. So if you are not yet following Anna, I hope that you do so. Okay, she has
Anna has an
several.
audio podcast
Yes,
too, and it's
yes,
excellent. It's
yes. So
really
she has a
good. I
video
highly
podcast,
recommend.
yes, and an
Yeah,
audio
yeah.
podcast. There you go.
Let me look for it right now because I would just run out. Don't even watch my videos. Listen to her podcast, please.
Okay, Anna's saying, I use it too, but most of the time I don't know what I'm doing. Looking forward to it. Yes, that's gonna be tomorrow. Audacity will be Tuesday or Wednesday, Anna.
Yeah, tomorrow for me. Tomorrow for me is Tuesday, Tech Tuesday. We will start with breaking down Audacity, and I'm going to be doing that for
All right. So
probably a
that's
month,
tomorrow
every
for us,
Tuesday.
guys. Wednesday.
Yeah.
But for Anna, it's tomorrow, Tuesday for Anna, tomorrow for us, Wednesday. And Ash
Wednesday
is
for
saying
you.
hi to,
Yes,
yes,
that's
old
right.
Raynan. KM Heartmade, thank you so much for sharing, Coach Adam, listening while cooking lunch. Oh, that's great, KM. And
Ooh, what's for
remember,
dinner?
Adam, you just need to go to the link, okay, Adam, Coach Adam.live, and then you can actually view the presentation that he actually showed a while ago if you missed it because you were just listening, KM. So
Or
you
you can
can
watch
actually
this
do it.
video, right? This will be
Yes,
posted.
yes,
You can go back and watch
absolutely.
this.
All right. What is the link to Adam's YouTube? The link in the description is incorrect. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, because we changed it to Coach Adam. Maybe it really has to be the original one, Adam.
Yeah, so you can just go to coachadam.live, and the second link is the link to my YouTube. Or if
Okay.
if you're in YouTube, just search for Coach Adam. It's
All
the
right.
easiest way.
Because there's a different, I think the name has been changed, but the link is still the original link. So I have to change that. So Chocolate Twist, I will fix it after. Thank you so much for telling us
Thank you.
that the link is not working. Thank you so much. There you go. There, actually, that's the link for the YouTube for now. Okay, but if you want, you can also head on to the link tree. Because normally when you
Thank
change
you.
the name, Adam, the original link still is the original name. That happened.
Okay.
Yes. There you go. Okay.
That
So
should get
thank
you
you,
there.
Tina.
Yeah.
Yes, Tina actually, because she's a moderator, placed the link already to Coach Adam's YouTube channel. So just head on to that one. Or as you said, just search for Coach Adam and you'll get the link. All right. That's his YouTube channel. Thank you, Tina. I miss you too, Mami Lala. Yes, me too, Dash. I know, Ash, our time zone difference is really hard. Thank you for sharing, Coach Adam, to us. Oh, it's a pleasure. Again, I thank Coach Adam for, he's very busy. That's why, it took me a while for for us to find a time where, and it's Memorial Day for them. So it's a holiday. So I was able to squeeze in into his very busy schedule. All right. Or Tina says, Coach Adam, that live. There you go. That's best
That'll
because
get you there.
that will lead you to all his other social media links. There you go. Ate Margie, good morning. Great answer to my question. Thanks, Adam. I love that a lot of the principles of podcasting apply to content creation. Absolutely,
It's
Anna,
all just
right?
content. It really
Yes.
is. Just one has a camera. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Yes, and Ash is saying I'm also a mom too. It's a lot of work. Yes, absolutely. Mommy Lala is like in New York, the city that never sleeps. I do
I'm
sleep,
from
but
New
just
York. I don't sleep. I'm from New York.
all right.
I was born
Thank
in
you, Tinawan
Queens.
Kenobi. Yes, guys, Chocolate Twist Yoga. That is also her YouTube channel. So if you, I
It's
know
such a good
most of us,
name. I
actually, a
love it.
lot of us, or all of us, are not, except me, probably, are not yet connected to Chocolate Twist Yoga. Head on to her channel, okay, and see if you like, getting fit through yoga. Maybe, this is a fit for you, and just, follow her, start liking her videos, and subscribe as well to her. Thank you for gracing the show, Coach Adam. Yes, actually, Adam, you are also live on Tina One Kenobi's socials,
Oh,
on her
great.
Facebook, on her
Thank you.
YouTube, on
Thank you.
her all her socials.
I
I am
super
pairing with
appreciate it.
her.
Oh,
Yes, I am
beautiful.
pairing
Thank you.
everything.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Tina
So,
Wan
Adam, maybe
Kenobi.
before we end this wonderful, wonderful stream, maybe you would just like, if we forget everything that has been said and done today, what is it that you can actually give them as a, reminder or a final tip? Don't forget this
Keep
one.
moving. Keep moving. Just keep moving. Right. So remember that it's a marathon, that it takes a long time to achieve your goals. We're talking, it could be years, really. If you read Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point, it talks about 10,000 hours will get you to mastery. I'll be about 86 when I get good at this. Right. So, but that's just a joke. Just keep moving. Just every day, do something a little closer, get you a little closer to that goal, and don't be discouraged. Like, there's peaks and valleys. It's never a straight path, right? There'll always be obstacles in your way. Believe in yourself, believe in your faith, or whatever you believe in. Use those tools and use your friends and share and reach out and help others, because I find that things come to those who help others. They do. And if we focus
Yes.
more on each other and less on ourselves, then anything can happen. And that's the
That's
world I want to
such
live
an
in.
awesome takeaway, Adam. Yes, as Chocolate Twist said. Okay, final words from Coach Adam. Keep moving. Absolutely.
Keep moving.
Keep
Yeah,
moving.
motion,
Everybody.
action.
And of course, if you want to keep moving as well, exercise that, buddy. Okay,
Not
go ahead
keep
on to
thinking,
Chocolate
keep
Twist.
moving.
Keep moving. Yes. Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes we overthink things, right? So just
Yes.
keep on moving. Again, Adam,
Now
thank you so
much.
much.
You got it. Yeah,
Yes.
you got it.
Thank you so much, everybody. For those who stayed despite my tech difficulties, I'm sorry, but these things happen all the time, right? And thank you so much, Adam, Coach Adam. Thank you so much. And don't
Boom.
worry,
High
guys.
five. Boom.
This is not gonna be the last time that you will have Coach Adam here at Mommy Guide Inc. Because, as you know, he's also a very creative person. So he will be guesting in one of our sessions on crafty nights with Mommy Guide.
Oh
Inc.
yeah, I do
And-
crafts too. Yeah, I
Yes,
got some
there you
really
go.
cool surprises for you guys. Some cool
All
stuff.
right. So again, thank you so much, everyone. With that, have a great day. Have a happy Memorial Day for everyone in the U.S. To Coach Adam as well. Bye, and see you again this Wednesday for another Crafty Nights here at Mommy Guiding. Also, I'll be in Roy Tech Troublemakers episode.
Yeah.
Yes, on Wednesday. I'll post
That's
the link.
awesome.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
day.
Good day. All right, guys, thank you so much again for joining me and Coach Adam today. I hope to see you on Wednesday for another crafty night here at Mommy Guide Inc. with Mommy Guide and her dear crafty friends. Bye!